So Twitter has turned on AH. That's right. The same platform that wouldn't allow JD to set up his own account, instead showing him his account suspended so people, they would think the worst, even though he never had an account on Twitter. That platform has decided to go after her. In AH and the people closest to her, they're admitting that they can't win back the court of public opinion. That's why everyone from AH herself a few weeks ago to just this weekend, Michelle Domber, she ghosted her account. If you don't know that name, that open letter to AH, you know, that filing with the appeals court. And when you think about what kind of reversal this is, remember in the past, AH, she could do almost anything that she wanted. She definitely managed to get his lawyer banned and more. Now she's leaving? Yeah, what's astounding is that this is just the tip of the proverbial iceberg, with mouthpieces for AH like Barlow. Remember, part of her PR team, also her girlfriend. These folks have fallen silent. They know that the gig, it is about up. And what's interesting is that even though AH and her team have taken to scapegoating the Rocket Man, saying that guy there, he's the reason we can't get away with this. Yeah, they lost Twitter a long time ago. There's proof that the platform itself was calling her out. It would have only been a matter of time. Oh man, they know they can't win though. I mean, they're declaring it to the world. You and I, we're going to talk about that today and so much more. Fun times, huh? Fun times indeed. All right, so hey there to all you fine folks on this fine day. By the way, I hope you are doing excellently. Man, AH and her companions, they have been losing it behind the scenes, knowing that Twitter, it is turned on them, and it is undeniable. In fact, if you were paying attention to this weekend, you'll notice one of AH's biggest quote-unquote wins getting undone by the Rocket Man. That would be the banning of Adam Waldman. See, AH used to be able to do anything that she wanted under the old Twitter regime, especially before the decision in Virginia came in. And one of the things that she has always wanted to do was to go after, to pay back, and to silence Adam Waldman. I mean, you could see that in the courtroom, but you could also see that anytime the subject's brought up. She decided to take aim at him on social media on 03/26/2021, focusing her followers, while behind the scenes other people were saying mass flag and take him down. Well, AH gets what she wants, and quickly too. I mean, we're talking about less than a month, 04/20/2021. Adam Waldman gets a lifetime ban on Twitter. Twitter, they ghost the man too. They won't respond to him for almost 2 weeks. And what's even worse is the silencing for AH by Twitter. It didn't stop there. No, not by a long shot. All of this is captured in email exchanges between Adam Waldman and Twitter, by the way, where they not only discuss Adam Waldman's account and why it's been suspended, but also setting up an account for JD. Adam Waldman, he keeps asking them over and over again, why exactly does JD have an account that's quote-unquote suspended? I mean, why is this thing out when JD, he has never been there before? He asks if JD, he can have an account on Twitter. I mean, after all, at the time, he has 11.2 million Instagram followers. It would only make sense. Well, Twitter gives them the runaround. They tell them, yeah, we're going to set aside this account right here. In fact, we'll set it up anytime you like. Well, then they stop communicating with Adam Waldman. They ghost him. He writes them again and again saying, why is this showing? You know the optics on this. That's what Twitter wanted, in my opinion, too. They were defending AH. They were banning people. Plus, they made it look like JD had been suspended. So, when somebody comes looking during the trial, they think, yeah, maybe he did do something wrong on social media. Now, Twitter not only protected AH on those subjects, which, by the way, I don't think they would have ever fixed under the old guard. I mean, you had the Rocket Man unban Adam Waldman on the 25th. You wouldn't have had old Twitter ever do that. I also think they would have kept JD shut down forever, pretending that wasn't an issue. But the other thing that they've allowed AH to do is to fake support, and that's through fake followers. And the numbers here that they have protected, it is beyond insane. I mean, if you look at Instagram rules on this, for example, they talk about 25% fake followers. That means you're definitely buying them. Well, AH on Instagram, she's always skirted that. She stayed a little over 24%, which that's a red flag for a celebrity account, but on Twitter, she's never had a problem with that at all. In fact, the last time that I looked before her account, it got ghosted, she had in the high 30s. And sometimes those numbers, they would go almost to 40%. I mean, imagine that. 4 out of 10 followers that you interact with that are talking about how they love AH and on. They're either bots, they're either accounts that are being ran by somebody with 12 to 20 or more just like it. And the thing about this is until the new regime took over on Twitter, she had never lost followers in the past. I'm talking about never. I mean, when she went after JD, she gained monster numbers of followers. Those people, they never went away. Then when you get to the trial, all of the stuff that's coming up with it, she keeps gaining followers. I mean, she gains massive amounts of them, and they don't drop off until you have the Rocket Man starting to take over. Right around here, you have 84 lost. The month after that, you see 896. When she leaves, she was on a course to lose 2,000 plus. This would be the first time that has ever happened. Now, giving credit where credit is due, I think that the Rocket Man, of course, is the reason a lot of this is happening. I mean, we've seen her and her people come after him hardcore, so I think that confirms a lot of that. But even before the Rocket Man took over, you could see cracks in the facade, as it were, with Twitter actually going in, correcting some of her narratives, and this is never ever happened before. They added this, in fact, to her June 1st, 2022. That would be her post right after the decision in the court. They added this to it. Quote, readers added context they thought people might want to know. AH was found liable of defamation in a court of law. The jury ruled that her op-eds contained factual errors in her claims of, I'm going to say, accosting from JD. Yeah, that's not what they said. They said she made it all up. I mean, that's pretty much where it goes. The jury ruled that she was liable on 3 different counts. Every count, by the way, was awarded a $15 million to JD. They gave an article for this as well. And on top of that, they started verifying people like myself, people that AH and her folks had been gunning for hardcore, had managed to hit a couple of times. Yeah, the tide, you could see it turning. And well, now they're abandoning. They tell you that they've lost Twitter. I mean, you can see it real time.